What's up, Knick fans? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Don Juan here. It's Knicks fans wilding episode 6. Yeah, it
Let's
might sound a little weird with the intro because it ain't Triple M, but Triple M is down in Atlanta handling some business, real personal. He gonna be at Game 3 tomorrow. Can't wait. It should be a blast. But I'm here with a very, very special guest. The one and only Zebo back again. He was part of our most watched episode so far to this day. Well, but welcome back, Zebo. What's up,
good
man?
look. Good looking now, bro. Good looking now, man. 1-1 right now, man. So feel great, man. I feel good to be here, man. It feels a little weird without Triple M, but I know he repping us well down in the ATL
Oh,
right now. I know
definitely,
tomorrow,
definitely.
bro. Tomorrow, I know Triple M is about to, man. CP, bro. It's yeah, bro. It's gonna be, bro. Honestly, that's gonna be another home game for us. So I know he's representing us well down there.
That's a fact. And Knicks Fans Wilding Podcast is, of course, we out here representing the Off Ball Network. So shout out to my guys out there. Make sure you guys are keeping up with their content. But
Sir.
let's go right into it, man. I mean, it's like you said, it's been one hell of a series. It's tied up 1-1 right now. First game. I mean, what an experience. I mean, Mario was out there, Triple M was out in game one, and it looked crazy, man. The 15K people in the stands, like all season, we haven't even seen that from no people in there to 2K, slowly building up. Now we're going right to 15K, bro. Like, how do you feel about that? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're out in Ohio and miss that feeling, or even just having the chance to even go to New York and go to the Garden and be close around.
Yo, facts, bro. I mean, but it's crazy because even through the TV, bro, you could just feel the energy, man. Like the whole time during game one
Big
and
facts, bro.
obviously game two, bro. I was jumping everywhere, man. I was rolling around, bro. I was doing the J.R. Smith, the 3-pointer, bro. I was literally everywhere, man. So you could literally like, bro, even through your TV, bro, you could just feel the energy of the crowd. And I mean, not only the fact that this is, obviously the first game I mean, yeah, bro, just the first game we had in a while, just with the pandemic. So you could just feel the energy. I mean, it's
Yeah,
crazy because the Knicks fans was really wilding out there,
nah,
man.
that's a
Like it's
fact. That's
just
a fact.
they was
And it's
really
funny because
wilding.
B was, I mean, I don't know for you, but at least for me, I was anxious all week. I mean, it seemed like they just took their sweet time releasing the schedule, from letting us know, what day we played, to letting us know even the time. So like, I felt like they took forever to decide that the Knicks are gonna play at 7 on Sunday, which
Yeah.
we could go on and talk about the time slot and whatnot, and who's the team in New York, who's the one that gets the views and gets all the attention. And
Exactly.
and of
And
course, it's the Knicks,
obviously,
though.
nah, facts. Especially when you're hearing stories about, about James Harden. He gotta be out there hustling to get people to come to the game.
Yeah,
And obviously, you see New York, man. For you to try to get a ticket, I mean, automatically you got to pay 3 times the price. So it's
hey,
just
that's a fact.
yeah,
That's
man.
a
It's just
fact, man. And
crazy.
people are rushing into those tickets on some sneaker sales. It's like they like Jordans out here. People are really selling them, but hey, the Garden is packed. I mean, 15,000, like I said, is it's been great to watch, and it seems like the players. We go right into it with game one. It seems like the players haven't been so receptive to the large crowd. It seems maybe it might have blew up the stage a little bit too much and too fast. Because I mean, like I said before, the players really haven't been playing with fans. So to go from such like limited capacity to now just increasing it by I'm not sure the math, but over 50%. Like it's something that you could feel as a player, like, oh damn, I was kind of getting used to no fans, and some might say that that's why certain, like a team like the Knicks, who are young, might have got affected by it.
No,
What
you're
you what you
absolutely
think about that, man?
No, yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's something too that Julius Randle mentioned when he was, he was talking to the TNT crew
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
when he got his trophy. That's something he mentioned like off the bat. Like he was like, "Yo, I was just, my jitters, everything, the energy, everything was just flowing." And he said that after the second half, all his energy and everything else just got drained. And so that obviously did play a part. I mean, and especially because, especially for a lot of us, we just did not expect any of this. And, and for a lot of those guys, it is their first, it's their first go around, other than D Rose, Taj Gibson, everyone else is basically their first go. And especially for Julius Randle being that top player for us and the guy that we did expect, obviously, it was a lot for him. And so, obviously, we'll talk more about it, but, I do expect them to have better games moving forward.
Facts. So, yeah, that game one, man, the Hawks just win that game 107-105. Was a heartbreaker, came down to the wire. Trae Young, I mean, the guy's been a beast throughout the first two games, but that game one specifically, he 32, 10, and 7, hits the game winner, makes it look so easy. We're going to go through this controversial situation in terms of guarding Trae Young, but Randall himself, he had a decent game. I mean, not far from his best shooting night, 6 for 23, but he was still contributing what he can do, but we still need a little more from a superstar there. Well, an all-star there, but Alec Burks, I mean, he looked great. He carried the team, put the team on his back. That was only the bright side that we could get from the game. I mean, there's little things we picked up because at the same time, we only lost by 2 points. Like if a shot or two go in, that game is ours. I mean, Bullock, for crying out loud, was 0 for 5. There's a guy that he's had a great year shooting from 3, over 40%. This guy was 0 for 5. Like, we at least expect one to go in, and it wasn't his night, and it happens, especially with shooters. They just, including the playoff jitters, like we mentioned earlier, with shooters, it's a rhythm, and it seemed like everybody on that team was out of rhythm, but except for Alec Burks, man. Credit to him, 27 points, like I said, 9 for 13. That guy was missing. He just put the team on his back where in a situation where it felt like we couldn't build momentum.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. And just to go back with the Reggie Bullock, I mean, obviously coming into this game, I mean, Atlanta's gonna do their homework, so they're gonna know that, especially Reggie Bullock, he's a 3-point shooter. So, and they did a good job as far as making sure that he didn't have any type of open shots. So, I mean, we did expect, we obviously did expect that, and. Yeah, bro. I mean, as far as Julius Randle, I mean, the shooting. I mean, obviously the jitters and everything else. First playoff game, you do expect it. But the one thing the only thing I was really concerned about was the fact that he was just forcing things. Like, I just feel like he wasn't having, he wasn't like the game wasn't really coming to him. He was just forcing everything, and we have to remember too, like the reason why Julius Randle has been so successful is because he's letting the game come to him. Like, he's not. I mean, obviously he is dropping buckets, but at the same time, he's finding people for that open shot. Like, he's obviously creating his own bucket, and so I just felt like everything was a little forced. But they did double team him a lot, and obviously they tried trapping him and stuff. So, I mean, but as far as game one, bro, I mean, the biggest positive for me was just the bench, bro. Like that just honestly, bro, the bench just had me lit the whole game, bro. Because just seeing Obi Toppin, just seeing Emmanuel quickly hit that third, man. As soon as he hit that 30 bomb, I was like,
that was damn near. That was on the logo, man. He just pulled up with confidence,
literally, I'm saying, and then Obi Toppin just baseline going for that dunk, man. Just honestly, bro, that's just been for me like. And obviously we'll talk more about game 2, but for me, the biggest positive was just seeing that bench, man. Just seeing dudes that haven't really gotten too much rest, especially Obi, because a lot of people just think that, he's just riding the bench. He's not really getting that much burn. But a lot of real Knicks fans, if you notice, even before the playoffs, you could tell he was getting more comfortable.
Yeah.
You could tell, like, especially his spot-up 3-point shot was getting way better. He was picking his spots as far as, obviously going for alley-oops, things of that nature. But you could tell the game is getting more comfortable for him. So just to see him strive like that and just to see him do his thing, and then, especially right now in the playoffs, like, that's just been the biggest thing. And also, like I said, like you said before, bro, Alec Burks, if you're a real Knicks fan, if you've been watching the whole season, he's really he's a bucket.
Really about it, man. Really about it.
And I'm telling you, and Emmanuel quickly, man, and Taj Gibson, bro, that's like That's like the underrated dude, honestly. Like out of everyone, because he
Right.
honestly does all the dirty work for us. Oh, he does all the dirty work for us. So,
Nah, he's been
yeah,
a
shout
crucial
out to
part in
him.
our season, especially after Mitch's injury, which
Exactly.
we might guess. It sounds like we're getting some positive news in regards to Mitch.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
ready.
I wanted to talk about the matchup though to end that game with when Trae Young, made it look so easy. He gets passed by Frank Ntilikina. Frank Ntilikina, who hadn't played all game, is just Coach Tibbs just going on a situational play and puts in Frank Ntilikina, the defensive stopper that he is, at least that we see him as. But
Yeah.
what can you expect with no minutes played? You get him out there. How do you feel about that? You think it was a mistake to throw Frank out there
So
in
I
that situation?
Yeah, so for me, I think it was a mistake just because I'm not a big fan of just bringing dudes out there. I mean, there is people that are specialists. I feel like Frank is our specialist, but especially in that position, I don't think that's a position you put Frank in. I just don't. I think there are other better options. I think you could, I honestly I would have liked, which obviously they made that adjustment game too, which we'll talk. But I think honestly, I would have liked Reggie Bullock on that situation against Trae Young. I think that would have made me a little bit more comfortable. But just to bring Frank out there, especially because even before that, I think he only played the second quarter, but he only played like a minute or two.
Mhm.
He didn't really play that much minutes, so he's really been cold the whole game. But I do want to ask you something, Juan, because honestly, for me. I would have rather him give him a little bit of space, and honestly, I would have lived with him taking a 3-pointer than taking a floater. But like,
Mm.
what's your opinion? Would you rather him just drive, take that floater, or would you have lived with a 3-pointer in that situation?
I would live with the three for sure because I don't. I need to see Trey Young's stats from the 3-point line, but I would probably go for the 3-point shot because you given you where Frank and Taj was there also helping. If you see
Yeah,
closely, Taj was there for the help. So I would live with that because Frank actually has the length, he has some
right.
pretty long arms, and that would play a part. And yes, Trey Young was cooking that game, but I feel like a contested 3-pointer is definitely harder because
No,
you're
of
giving him that
course.
space and you have the height over him. You have a chance to recover as opposed to just getting beat off the dribble and just giving him an open lane. So of course
Right.
I would definitely prefer the 3-point shot.
Now, yeah,
But
especially because he only took three that game too. Like he didn't. If
yeah,
you really looked at it, most of his points were floaters. Which honestly,
they
like
were, they
especially because
were,
of how good he is,
they
nine
were.
out of ten he gonna hit that. He's
And
just
it's
gonna
and
hit
it's
that. It
and
just
it's
is what it is.
actually been lethal to say the least.
Crazy.
But yeah, in regards to Frank, man, I feel like that I've been calling his name for a while now. Granted, not in this situation, like you said, with limited minutes. That's not the best. That's not the best case scenario for him.
Yeah.
Mind you, the best case scenario for him is probably really slim. Like his role has really diminished to just being a defensive stopper, which
Right.
goes in my case right now is that's what you're called upon. Like my guy Frank, like that's really what your role is right now to this day is a defensive stopper. You're there
Right.
and you just need to be ready. And yes, you haven't played all game, and basketball is a game of feel, it's a game of rhythm. You get to a point where you feel confident, like it's a build up, and you just grab a guy that hasn't played most of the game, barely anything, to just go out there and feel confident to guard Trae Young. Like it's tough, yeah, I get it, but they say no slack. Like we already been through this experiment with Frank for way too long. We really
Yeah.
condensed his role to like the minimal, like I said, the most smallest thing. Granted, it's a really important thing, especially in this situation. Coming down to the wire, you're supposed to guard this superstar in Trae Young. Like this is all you got to do, bro. This is the best thing you do at that too. Like we've seen Frank, and he's a defensive stopper. We've seen him stop guys like Luca or make his best effort.
Right.
LeBron. Like there's a lot of scenarios, a lot of situations where we've seen Frank. You know, get the best out of a number one option, and that's what we
Yeah.
were expecting. And it wasn't pretty. It
Nah,
wasn't
it
pretty, but
wasn't.
it wasn't like I don't think team wise Taj and Frank really were prepared for that because, like I said, they were both playing too much on the right on the left side, and Frank had Trae Young had an easy lane for a layup, real easy,
Literally,
and
bro.
that's
Just
credit to him
cross.
too. It's credit to
Just
him
gave
too
him,
because he's a baller. But
literally just gave him that crossover real quick and that floater. But real quick, bro, just a side note, I do have to come at Triple M because this man, for months and months, bro, he used to just come at me like, yo, just give Frank a chance. Like he gonna be good, man. Like he gonna be good. And I'm like, yo, bro, stop talking about this man.
it's
Like this man
heartbreaking.
is over, bro. It was over. It
Hey,
was a waste of a like. I mean, I love Frank, but god damn, bro, that was a waste of a pit. Like, I don't even want to go through that. But
yeah,
yeah, but
as a fact,
that's it,
that's
man.
a whole
Frank.
nother rabbit hole that we're gonna hit sometime this off season because we do have to decide whether if we're gonna, give him another shot. But who knows? Who knows? It's a conversation for
I
another
don't know
day.
about that.
We're not thinking about the all season. Not thinking about the all season. We got a
Yeah,
whole series ahead of us. The series is tied 1-1,
for fact.
and game two, Knicks came out on top, 101-92. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't
Hell,
pretty. Far from pretty. I mean, and it's crazy for me. My experience watching that game, like I said, we started off early down, but I had a friend of mine that he showed up conveniently around the second quarter. This young fellow friend of mine, he's a Nets fan. Oh, and he came a little, he must have been sipping because he was happy as hell. Plus, coming off that win, you're up 2-0 with the Celtics, who aren't
not
even
even
a playoff team right now. They're probably giving up. But in regards to like my good friend that came to visit me, I see the score. I'm like, that's a wrong time for my guy to walk into the crib, and Knicks down, whatever. But it was just this whole sympathy talk that I was just getting, and but you guys had a great season, and it was all this, and like kind of like really undermining what the Knicks had done. And granted, I understand what he was saying. Like I do gotta be appreciative, but he was almost like, you know, looking at the off season already, and he's like, oh, and bringing it up, like, what you think the Knicks should do? I'm like, bro, there's a game right in front of me. Yeah, we down 13 right now, but and it was hard too, bro, because it felt like at the half we were down 13. Like to even think that we won by 9 and we were down 13 at one point is
yeah,
beyond me. But yeah, just watching that game at halftime, I'm really going through this whole like path that I wasn't even thinking. I'm like, damn, the Knicks just really pulled the rug from us, you know, especially to end the year. It seemed like the offense was remade. When you got Julius Randle playing like an all-star to even close to MVP candidate, Reggie Bullock going off, RJ being a good, I mean, showing the consistency that we all been looking for. Alec Burks to Derrick Rose blowing every other night. Like it was dope. It was a dope season, especially to end, like I said. So offensively, I'm over here like, yay, let's see all the threes, let's see all this and whatnot. But these first two games have been far from that. And like I said, Knicks dug themselves in another hole. And I can't help but to point the finger at one person, that's Alfred Payton. But we'll get to him in a bit. But yeah, honestly, I want to give credit to the Hawks defense. It seems
yeah,
like they have a strategy going in. I mean, you mentioned it earlier that they were double teaming Julius Randle, just making it hard for him. And it seems like this game, you said it a bit where Julius Randle was forcing it. Game one, it seemed like game two, he was taking too much of his time. Now he just
yeah.
was there like dribbling the ball in the 3-point line, just kind of waiting to see what the defense was giving him. But the defense had their hands up. They were active. They were not letting up. They were playing the passing lanes. It was tough to just get any pass, and it was just tough in general. They made it uncomfortable for Julius Randle, and it just sucks that because I went back. I'm in my head now because I really want to talk about this guy. But Alfred Payne, I mean, how can you build the rhythm with a guy like that? And
Yeah,
it seemed like Julius Randle was just looking at that like he sees that there is a 4-on-5 right now. That's how I was really looking. I
three
can't
on
get
five
anything with this
with
guy on the court. But
yeah,
with all that, yeah,
yeah,
like you can't really build an offense really with those guys out there. Like those guys are, Payton. Besides Payton, like Noah was really limited, pick and roll, oop. He doesn't really have a shot. Like, But
No.
it seems like we can't keep digging ourselves in this hole, and it is what it is in terms of the outcome. Like, we won, it was great. I mean, it took a lot. It took a lot for the team to come back. You got to give credit to my guy Bullock. He was amazing. I was saying from before the game that he was due a game. Man went 0 for 5 game one to making 4 threes. It was nice to see him back playing a crucial, really crucial role and clutch, especially at that. And Randall, man, even though he started off bad, I mean, he was 0 for 6 at the half. My guy scored 11 points in the third quarter, which is
Yeah.
when it seemed like everything started clicking at that point. And and got us to a win. It was a strong win nonetheless. You breezed about it too earlier about Taj Gibson. My guy played 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Bro, it
My
was
guy's
big.
out there is the corpse of Taj Gibson playing 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was
It's
big,
insane,
man.
man. It's just, how can you not like this Knicks team when you get efforts like that from the whole team? The rookies played well. Obi had a good game with some clutch buckets. Had a nice 3-pointer to solidify that whole comeback, bring us down one, and then the alley oop, which, man, that alley oop from a
Jeez.
block to an alley oop, the transition was perfect. I mean, I saw the alley oop from a mile away, and like I said, my friend was there still, and it was just nice to just my team just show him what our team is about. That down 13 points ain't gonna phase us.
Yeah,
We out here trying to ball.
showing that real loyalty, not that bandwagon, just
Nah, never that, never
just
that, man, never that. And bro, and like I said, I saw that dunk from a mile away. It was so exciting watching that. Just how the Garden
yeah.
just turned Super Saiyan. It turned the Garden to a whole nother level, and I think that's really important in terms of that home court advantage. And I think that might have been what set the tone. That crowd just really playing a factor. Where game one, the Knicks really couldn't unlock the crowd like that. I feel like we couldn't build the rhythm. Yeah, with Alec Burks, he played his, like we said, he played great. 27 points.
Yeah.
He did everything we needed to be in that game. But game two is like the the fan base was just with the whole team, like, because it was just louder. I think
Nah,
15K
yeah.
must have been more fans in there because they were definitely louder. And
Bro, it was definitely loud. No, you could definitely tell the energy was different, man. And you
they
could
must
tell
have
that
snuck in
you
some
could
more people to just standing room or something.
Nah, yeah, literally. And you could tell the Trae Young chants, they were getting a little louder,
Yeah, yeah. Now those
the Trae
Trey
Young
Youngs are
ball.
serious, man.
Yeah,
Those
nah, the
guys are
Trae
going
Young.
serious. I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, some say it's a little harsh. Some say it's a little harsh,
Nah.
and it's New York, so it's even blown up to something else too. So how do
Yo,
you feel
bro.
about that?
I mean, I don't, bro. I mean, you have to invite it. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it because honestly, bro, it's not even, bro. If it was anybody else, they'd be getting the same type of treatment, bro. Like if you the op, you just gotta face the heat. It just is what it is, and I mean, unfortunately, this is what Trae Young has to go through. But this is just because he's the opposition. If it was any other opposition, he began the same type of energy too. Like
Yeah, that's a
that's
fact.
just what Garden fans are. Like
That's a fact.
that's what New York fans are. So honestly, I don't see a problem with it. Obviously, we'll talk about it later, but there was other incidents that happened that weren't really cool. But I mean, as far as just shouting at him, Trae Young's bald and all that extra, like I love it, honestly. Like
Yeah, yeah, nah,
I want more of it. Like I really want
yeah,
more.
and
I want to see how Trae Young acts during this pressure because honestly, like during these two games, he's really like, obviously, I'm hoping that we do win this series, but that man is different, man. The way he scores the ball, man, his handle, that 3-point shot, like it's really.
nah, that's a
I think a
fact.
lot of people been sleeping a little bit because obviously Luka was number one, he was number two, but he really up there, man. That man is, he definitely got my respect, but it's still
Yeah,
fuck Trae Young. It's still fuck
it's
Trae Young,
still
though.
it's
I
still
don't give a
fuck
fuck.
Trey
I don't give
Young,
a
and
fuck.
it's funny
Yeah.
because after that game one floater, where he pretty much shut the crowd up because all game they were screaming fuck Trey Young,
Yeah.
but he shut the crowd up, and all you could hear him say is quiet as fucking here. It's quiet as fucking. He kept saying, and it's like these are little things you remember, especially a guy after hitting a shot like that. The camera's on you, and he's living
Exactly.
in the moment, so he's gonna talk his shit. So talk your shit, Trae. Yeah, respect
Nah,
to you. I
keep nah,
mean,
yeah,
you made
exactly.
the
Keep
tough bucket. It's a tough bucket, and game two, he had another great game. Unfortunately, it didn't go on. It wasn't. It didn't come out as with a W on his end, but unfortunately for him. But hey, it seemed like we've cracked the code because we're just playing defense on him better. And
no, we
even though
did. I mean,
something that we didn't do in the first game was kind of target him in terms
yeah,
of defense. He
yeah,
has been getting better on the defensive end, but that second half, when Bullock started hitting shots, it just opened the offense so much. Well, when really Randall hit that first three right
oof,
off jump
off the
to
bat,
start
yeah,
the tone, like, all right, second half is my game, which it seems like especially in the second half, it was just a tale of two stories, like literally that
nah, it
game. The
was,
first half was so stressful, built my anxiety up. I went through so much emotions. Like even through the second half that we did that comeback, I was still in shock. I was still
yeah,
in shock. But it was nice to see Randall come through second half, first shot, bang, three. Okay, this is how we doing it. But like bam, bam, like it was nice to see the team just show that will, show that courage to stick with it. As we've seen all throughout the season, which for me it was almost like with this net fan here, I almost forgot about that because this guy's over here in my ear talking, yo, yeah, Knicks, it's all right, man. Like all this like sympathy talk, like bro, we still got plenty of game. We still got plenty. It's a
exactly.
series. The game ain't over just in game two. We still got to go to Atlanta and handle business out there too. So
Yo,
I
bro.
ain't letting these net fans trying to give
I
us
didn't
these
even know
sympathy
there was.
talk.
I didn't even know there was net fans out here. To be honest with you, like, I mean,
Hey, it's rare, it's rare, and don't get me wrong. This guy, he's been a net fan since forever, since the Jersey days. But at the same time, man, don't come with that sympathy talk. Kyrie and KD wanted to come to New York. It just so happens James Dolan's the owner here, and they got a problem with him. And it is what it
yeah,
is.
man.
At the same time, those guys aren't New York quality. I would say they run away
Nah,
from the media, and this is a tough place to deal with. Honestly, as a superstar, you gotta take a lot of heat, but that's what it takes to be a leader of a big city team. New
nah,
York,
yeah.
LA.
I mean, imagine, bro. Imagine Kyrie missing 30 games because he just not because of injury, just because of other. I mean, even if it was other stuff going on, just because
Yeah.
obviously basketball is not. I mean, according to him, basketball is not the most important thing to him. But imagine him telling that stuff to Knicks fans, bro.
Oh
Like
no,
that's
we ain't buying
we
that.
not having it. Like
We're
we
not
not
buying that,
having it.
baby.
Like
You
obviously
gotta
life
play,
happens.
man.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously life happens and stuff, but
No,
this man
that's a
just
fact.
missed game. He just misses games to miss his
He
game.
got
So
PTO. He got PTO.
imagine trying to explain that to a Knicks fan. Like, we not having it. We just not having it.
Max contract at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it is
exactly.
what it is. Forget these Nets. We'll see them down the road. You
Nah, yeah,
know.
they wish they honestly, bro, they wish like just watch. It was crazy. Like after at the end of the game, just seeing all the fans out on 34th Street, like
Wow. Yeah. Let's
just
let's
see
let's,
them
let's talk
like just
about
see,
that, man. Let's talk
yo,
about that. It was crazy outside the Garden after that Nick win, bro. That energy was insane, unmatched. I've never seen any place like that, and obviously goes to show that you know we love a win out here, and it's our first win since 2013. And we always bringing it up because it's true. The pandemic just robbed us of a whole year where we
literally,
just been cooped, caved in, waiting for a moment like this to come about, and people just need a reason to go out. And guess
exactly.
what? People need a reason to go out. There are Knicks fans as well. You mix them all together, baby. We're gonna be in the garden, marching, going crazy,
Everywhere, bro. We're
and
heavy,
being
bro.
responsible.
Nah, bro, we're heavy, we're
'Cause
loyal, bro. Like I mean, that's the biggest thing it showed me, bro, is that bro, there's Knicks fans everywhere. Like, bro, everybody messes with us, man. Like, there's like this whole net. I'm not even worried about the Nets, bro. Like, I'm just really not. Like, I'm just like honestly, Katie and Kyrie wish they had fans showing that type of energy for them. Like that's all I
Anybody,
was thinking
any
about the whole
superstar would
time.
wish that.
Like,
Any
cause
superstar would wish that, and we see it, man. This Knicks organization, Knicks fan base is just wild. There's nothing that compares to it, and I can't wait when we head down to Atlanta game tomorrow. Like we said, my guy Triple M is out there. He gonna handle business. I mean, he actually was already handling business. My guy's been there since what? He got there Tuesday, so
got the
he was able to watch the game at a bar down there. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up a little soundbite of what he dealt with out there, man. And he was at a bar out there watching a game, getting busy, interacting with fans. But let me just play this audio, and you guys could just to hear a little something. Mm.
Let's go! It's kind of quiet in here. What's going on?
That is a Knicks fans wilding, all right. If there was ever a thing that we could say about Knicks fans wilding, is that was a Knicks fans wilding.
And you know all them people in the restaurant was just looking at him all types of awkward. Like who the hell this dude
who is this guy? Who invited him here?
For real.
This is Hawks country.
That's what I'm saying, man. So
Hey,
man, I can
man.
just man.
That's just the beginning. That's just the beginning, bro. That's just one of many. Man, everybody hold it down. There's gonna be a lot of other people out there that are gonna hold it down as well. And I can't wait. And it should be interesting to see if they're gonna be pumping them some sounds on that crowd. Because how does it look like you're in Atlanta and is Knicks fans? There's Trae Young. There's Trae Young chants going on in Atlanta. Like, whoa.
Like I literally just found out that Atlanta, they literally have it as like an extra borough over there. Like that's how great. As far as like New York, like that's how big it is over there. So I can just imagine, man. So yeah, Atlanta gonna need all the fans they need. Like they're gonna have to get Gucci. They're gonna have to get Quavo in there.
Right.
Like because
honestly, hey, man, it's funny that you mentioned that. My cousin. Cause today I was posting on IG, real gully, posting, talking my shit around. My cousin hits me up, like, oh, y'all ain't ready to go to Atlanta. He's not even an Atlanta fan. He just seemed like he a Nick hater, but it is what it is. We used to that too. But he talking about like, oh, it's gonna be different when Quavo courtside. I'm just like, bro, come on now. It's Madison Square Garden. We start studying every single night. Granted, yes, it hasn't been that many fans, but even with limited fans, we've had stars in there. Like these players ain't gonna be starstruck. Come on now, it's New York City. 50 Cent was courtside yesterday. Come on, man. Derrick Rose gonna show in front of all them superstars down there in Atlanta, and it's gonna be some New Yorkers, best believe it, down there too, saying courtside. Yeah. So don't get too ahead of yourself, man.
I mean, to be honest, bro, I think for the next few games, especially in Atlanta, I think all the anxiousness, all the jitteriness is gonna leave because honestly, the energy will be different. Like I don't think it's gonna be. I really don't think because I don't think Atlanta fans are as rowdy. I think Knicks fans is definitely gonna be rowdy, but I think by then the players are definitely gonna have their, they're gonna be calm. They're gonna be okay. Yeah, like as far as fans, I ain't even Atlanta fans. I don't even know. I've never even met a Hawks fan, so I'm not worried about that.
It's funny that you mentioned that in terms of the fans because that was something that I was like looking ahead after yesterday's game. I'm over here thinking, maybe going into it, I felt more confident. Like maybe we out there, it's not that much pressure on a guy like Julius Randle to perform. He he was an all-star, just won most improved. Like we expect him to hit another stage, another plateau in his like trajectory right now. And he hasn't lived up to it because he just set the ceiling so high. It's pretty tough for him. And I'm not making excuses for him, but I just think that, in Atlanta where he doesn't have to perform for the people. Even though like we said, there are going to be Knicks fans out there. But he is going to be mixed in with some boos, and Knicks fans are going to get loud, but it's not going to be some like strange, I would say. It's going to be more normal because as an away team, you kind of go in there just taking whatever the fans are going to give you. Right. But meanwhile, when you're at the Garden, you're kind of just like, damn, how loud can these guys get?
Exactly.
The thing is so. I mean, I could only imagine the pressure just being the guy on the Knicks coming out, had a great year. How do you live up to that? Especially when this is your first year. It's not like Carmelo, for instance, who had a whole career behind them, played with the Nuggets, had a great, successful career with the Nuggets from being in the NCAA championship run with Syracuse. Excuse me. So like, he's not as decorated as Carmelo Randall. Randall is still getting to that. So I
Yeah, I mean,
think
there's still
so. I
that
think in
pressure.
Atlanta, but I think in Atlanta he figures it out. I think he
Not
figures
yet.
it out because of that. There's no pressure. He goes a little more lighter,
I
and
think so.
the pressure's on Atlanta right now. Pressure's on Atlanta.
Nah, there it is. I mean, to be honest, like just to be just to be realistic, and I hate being this dude, but for it to be a successful road trip, these next game 3, game 4, we need one game. Like we
Hmm.
automatically need to get one game, and that's what
Yeah,
I expect us to do. Like I expect us to leave Atlanta with at least a win. And
facts.
Julius Randle, I mean, I think I think his game will get better. Like I said before, I like you made the point of the second half in game 2. He started feeling more comfortable. He actually started facilitating a little more.
That too.
I felt
Yeah,
like he was actually getting a little too passive, even though he did drop some dimes to Reggie Bullock for the 3, Derrick
yeah,
Rose for
yeah.
the 3, and so that is something I did really like. But yeah, I mean, I think game 3, he's gonna be a little. I think with him seeing what defense, with him seeing the defense that they're gonna play on him, I think he's gonna know how to. He's gonna know how to adjust. I definitely think he's gonna get more people. He's gonna continue getting people involved. I think he's definitely gonna try to get RJ Barrett involved
Yeah,
because that's the.
for
I mean,
sure.
for
We
me, it's
need him.
crazy.
We need
So
him. We
yeah,
need
now
him
we
in
need
there.
him, man. That was it's crazy because I was listening to y'all last podcast and y'all was talking about like X factors and one. I mean, to be honest, I'm
I didn't want
surprised
to
none
talk
of
about
y'all.
my X factor.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I didn't want to mention it to you, but I was gonna mention that you had Frank in there. But
oh man.
I was like, let me not even say anything.
Hey, it's
But
been a sad story, but it's been for 4 years, so that's what it is.
No, facts. And for me, I mean, my X factor for this series and in general, and I think for game 3 is RJ Barrett. I mean,
Mm,
I think we don't win this series without him. Like we need him to have a
we
big
need him. We need,
we need him to have a big game. Like he's had highlights, obviously
for sure.
the dunk
That
over
dunk in
Herder and
game
everything
one.
else. Yeah, I mean he's
Man.
had his highlights, but we need a consistent, as far as his shooting, it has to get better. As far as
He
everything
hit
else, it
two
just
three.
has
He hit 2 threes. He definitely shot better in game two,
yeah.
but still, we need more. We need more from him.
No, we need him because I mean, especially now the way because which is something I do want to talk to you about as far as like Derrick Rose. Obviously he was big for us in game 3, but like, how do you feel about the minutes though? Because he did play 38 minutes, and that's
Yeah,
something to
man.
be honest. Like I don't know, like you did see your last game where he came out a little hobbled. Like he got fouled pretty hard.
Hmm.
And he was, he was hobbling around a little bit, and I ain't gonna hold you. I felt really nervous because up to
Yeah,
that point, my thought process is like, yo, who we really gonna have in there in the fourth quarter? I mean,
yeah.
I love Emmanuel quickly, but I don't know if I want to
Is he
put him.
ready? Is he ready for that
Is
right
he
now?
ready for
Yeah.
that type of pressure? And
Yeah.
then, I mean, do you really trust Albert Payton? Do you really trust Frank
Oh
Ntilikina?
no,
Like,
no, no.
that's what I'm
Nah.
saying. And so, I mean, how do you feel about Rose's minutes? Because honestly, that's
About
the reason.
Rose's minutes? I
Yeah,
mean, Rose's minutes, man, it is pretty concerning because a lot of the reasons you said. I mean, he played 38 first game, 39 second. Like, how much more can he give us?
yeah,
And it is concerning because it seems like I mean, besides Frank, we are using all the rotation guys to their max capabilities, and
right.
if which I do want to hit the subject about Peyton, but if we cut some of those paying minutes, who is that gonna go to? Is that more minutes to D Rose? Like, it's a little scary. How much are we gonna put on his back? I mean, the man, he kind of reinvented himself, and granted, he looks great in this new role that he's found, and has given us some of that vintage, D Rose that we see flashes of, but 39 minutes is a lot for, especially for a 32-year-old man who is known for being injured. When and maybe not always throughout his career, but he's always had some major injuries that has derailed, and he's missed times that, if anything, some might say just bought him some extra years in his career. But
Right.
it is concerning because we don't have anybody that could be, that could take the load off in a sense.
Not
And yeah,
yet. Just control the game. Someone that can just, yeah. I mean, someone that can just literally control the game and
yeah,
find, and can find, and can make sure that everyone is in their spots and just a good facilitator. Like, but that's where Julius Randle, that's where RJ Barrett comes in, because if
yeah,
they're
yeah,
hitting shots, they take the pressure off they take a lot of pressure off D Rose, because I just can't. I mean, I love D Rose, but I can't expect him to drop 26, 27 every game.
nah,
Like,
nah, definitely not.
that's, I feel like that's too much. I mean, and especially
Yeah,
because I'm expecting this series to go 7 games, and so I don't want
sure.
him. I don't want him. I don't want him completely exhausted after game 3 and 4. So we
Yeah,
definitely, that's where RJ Barry really got to step up, and he needs to have a big game. Like, he's gonna be my X factor for game 3. Like, he has to. This is the game where he has to wake up. I mean, DeAndre Hunter, he's doing his thing, and so he needs to. RJ Barrett needs to make sure he keeps that same type of energy. So,
yeah, that's a
um,
fact.
so yeah,
So,
we'll
in
see.
regards to, I do think that a way to take off a bit of the load from Rose is, yeah, like you said, RJ needs to step up, but we definitely need more than 15 points from Randall.
Yeah,
So hopefully we get some much needed contribution from his end, especially in points, because he
yeah.
has both games. He had 15 and 12. First game shot terribly. Second game shot a little better. But if he could shoot better, score a little more, especially
Hmm.
get to the line more, we need him to get those some easy ones in there too, especially to build some confidence early on. But yeah, we need these contributions from RJ as well. Is every night we always have there's always someone else that's gonna show up, but Randall has always been the consistent factor of just playing good. And unfortunately, these first 2 games have not been that. But we always have somebody like first game Burks, second game Rose. Who's the next guy that's gonna step up? It should be interesting. But let's
Nah,
talk
it is.
about a couple of adjustments heading into Atlanta. It's gonna be wild out there. We've been saying it's gonna be a lot of Knicks fans and whatnot, but can the Knicks survive starting out slow? And when I say starting slow, it's pretty much starting painting, because it seems like every time we start, we just falling behind early and we can't get nothing going. So can we survive starting slow? I ask you that, Ziva. What you think?
Nah, bro, we can't, because the way this Atlanta team goes, man, if they hot, they hot. Like, and once they're hot, bro, they're going on a crazy run, and we can't afford that. We can probably afford one of those little runs during the game, but we can't afford multiple of those runs where they just going on an 11-2, 15-2 run, because, bro, the way Trae Young and Bogey, bro, that man is automatic. And so
Facts.
we can't afford to start off slow. Like, we need to make sure that whatever punches they bring, we got to make sure
Mhm.
to be bringing that same type. We got to be make sure we bringing that same type of energy, because, yeah, I mean, just going, like I said before, Atlanta's a great shooting team, and when they're on it, it's a wrap. Like,
No
it's literally a
problem.
wrap for
Yeah,
us. And
yeah.
so, now we can't afford to come off slow. Like, we need to make sure we come out fast. We need to make sure we're aggressive, because, to be honest, I think, we can definitely body these. We can definitely body
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
I think we
for
can
sure.
definitely get to our. I think we can definitely get to our spots. I mean, because, to be honest, like, especially both of these games, we've been getting to our spots and we've been getting the shots we want. They just haven't been hitting.
Yeah,
And
I've been
so,
going in. Hmm.
we just need to make sure to just continue to, we just have to, obviously, we need to make sure we start off, we need to start off fast. We need to start, we have to make sure we're making shots starting off, and we should be good. But yeah, no, we
Yeah.
can't, afford to start off slow. We can't give
Yeah,
them
we
runs.
can't afford it. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've been saying this for so long now, and it seems like a lot of people are also saying the same thing. I haven't heard otherwise, except for Coach Tibbs, who seems to just is sticking to his guns. He doesn't want to change now, and it doesn't help that we just won this game either, because all it does is say, well, we won, and it seems like we could clearly dig ourselves out of these holes.
Nah,
And
nah, nah.
even, but it's just for me is that he played 5 minutes and he didn't do anything good for at least that I could
Nah.
find. I mean, he had one steal, but I'm pretty sure that still led to something bad because I don't know. It's just pain. It's just negative energy for me. We can't get nothing going. It's just the offense is so predictable. As I mentioned, it seemed like the team just double teams Randall early because there's a lack of shooting or lack of
Right.
playmakers, lack of creators on the floor. And yeah, you kind of, setting the tone in terms of on the defensive end, like let's make it hard for Trae Young. But clearly, as we've seen for 2 games, we don't have an answer for Trae Young. There's no stopping him. We can make it harder for him, but
Yeah.
realistically, there's no truly stopping him. He's gonna get his
Nah, he's
in
gonna
terms
get
of
his.
points. In terms of
Nah.
points, he's gonna get his. But we could make a better effort in terms of adjusting. And it seems like Coach Tibbs, like I said, he's sticking to his guns. He's not adjusting. He didn't adjust last game when he had his back against the wall. You lose game one. Now you're going to Atlanta with 1-1. I don't think he adjusted. I think he sticks with it, and the adjustment ain't coming soon, man. And like
So,
I
so
see,
you think
I
he's
was saying,
keeping?
I
So
think
you
it's
think? So you
keeping
think he's
Payne,
keeping
yeah,
Payne in
because
the lineup? So he thinks
because
he?
it's like what you put Frank in there, you put Quickly. I think putting
Nah, bro.
Quickly
I
is just
think
gonna mess
you.
up the lineup. It's gonna mess up
I
the feel of off the bench, especially if you put Rose, especially if you put Burks. It could change a lot. Granted, we
yeah.
saw Rose coming like he started the second half. That was really the biggest adjustment Coach Chip did this playoffs. But I think that's what he's been leaning on anyways. Like he's definitely been on like, yeah, I'm just gonna play Payne first quarter, first 6 minutes, and then Rose come in and do what he got to do. But I think that just digging ourselves in a hole early, like I keep harping it, and I've been saying it even during the season when Payne was playing. It just seems like Payne wasn't doing anything of service. He was just almost sabotaging our season, and it seemed like that game specifically, he's just shooting up bricks, layup floaters. That was his package. My guy shooting bricks and almost broke the backboard at one point. Like, get
Nah,
him out of
literally.
here. Unfortunately, I'm convinced that Tibbs is just gonna hold on, stick to his guns. He hasn't shown that he's much of an adjuster, even though at halftime he did surprise me. But I think
Yeah.
the Knicks end up starting him and just taking the chances. But in
I
the
don't.
bright side, though, I'm
Yeah.
not sure you want to say something in regards to pay. You have something to say?
I mean, bro, I just hope I hope not, man. I just hope what I'm expecting. What I'm expecting for them to do is to start D Rose, and I think Emmanuel
Mm.
quickly. I think Emmanuel quickly is gonna get more
Well,
burn. I think,
that is something that I would like to see. Quickly
yeah,
he has been limited in terms of minutes. Not sure exactly how much he played in the first game, but it wasn't much. Second game he played 15. I think we can up his minutes a bit, and even up, RJ Barrett's minutes. He only played 26 minutes last game, so even though he probably was in foul trouble, I think that's someone that should be able to play and handle some of the playmaking duties at some point during the game, especially when Randall isn't on the floor. But
not
we'll see.
yet. And I think not yet. And I think if obviously if they're both hitting shots, if quickly and RJ Barry if they're hitting shots, I think what Tom Thibodeau what he does. One thing I do see is that if he does see if he sees his benches playing good, he will keep them. He'll keep them
Nah,
out
he
there.
definitely, yeah, yeah, he'll
Like
let
he'll
them
definitely
rock.
keep
He
them
definitely
out
let
there.
them
And so
rock. He
my thing
definitely let
is
them win.
Quickly is hitting if Quickly got a few three if Quickly got 2 3 2 3 3 pointers already, I think Tibbs is gonna keep him in there, and I think that's what we
Yeah,
need him to basically do, and that will take the load off him. So if my thing is I think he's gonna go ahead and start D Rose, and I think he's just a lot of the bench duty as far
hopefully,
as six
man.
man. I think he's gonna give it a Quickly.
Coach Tibbs listens to Knicks fans wilding, and hopefully he listens to what you gotta say and puts it on the
Yo.
drawing board because we need some offensive power. We can't just
Nah,
keep
yeah, I'll kill
digging
my yo,
ourselves
bro.
in this
I
hole.
cannot see. Yeah, I can't see Alfred Payne no more. I can't do it, man. I just really
Well,
can't. I'm
someone
really
that
getting
we're
tired of it.
someone that we're hopeful of seeing is Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson was reportedly listed. Actually, he was listed. He was listed game time decision before game two, early in the morning, and then maybe that caused a whole lot of hoopla and whatnot on social media. A lot of Knicks fans excited just because of a game time decision tag. But he was eventually changed to out. But at least it's showing signs of him coming back. So and hopefully we could use another big man there. I just think it is not. We can't depend on Taj Gibson, who an older guy who's granted he hasn't shown any signs of rust, but we just can't depend on this guy too much. And Noel,
Yeah.
with all he has overcome in terms of injury, like I'm pretty sure he's still hurt. He looked a little bit weird moving around, and Tibbs I'm pretty sure knows it, and he's been holding him back to a certain extent. So hopefully, Mitch comes back soon. It will be interesting. Thank God we won that game too, though, so it buys us a little more time because
Right.
it would be ideal to just have Mitch there, towards the end of the. I mean, it would be ideal to have him now, of course, but we don't
I
have
mean,
to rush it,
you definitely want to monitor that situation to make sure he's good. But
for
nah,
sure.
I mean, I agree, bro. If we can get Mitchell Robinson, bro, because I mean, one thing I did also like about game two is that we did limit a lot of those lobs because I feel like game
Mhm.
one they just kept lobbing the ball up for
Yeah,
those
yeah,
alley oops,
I
and
agree.
I think during the game I think I only counted like two of those little alley oops, and so if we have a dude like Mitchell Robinson that's basically almost the same, I think he's a little taller than Clint Capella. If we can have him up there just putting his hands up, bro, limiting those
Yeah,
floaters
making
and
tough
shit.
shots. I mean,
Yeah, bro, limiting those
making every shot tough. Contesting everything.
exactly. So I mean, that's definitely gonna be big for us. But I mean, obviously, I think this is gonna be a long series. So I mean, if we can wait, if we can hold them down to like maybe game four, game five, then that'd be perfect. That'd be big. Because I mean, you're
Yes.
absolutely right, bro. The other thing that does worry me is is the injury of Nerlens Noel because he does, he tends to get hobbled a little bit too out there in the court. And
Yeah.
you notice too that the defense without him in the court, it looks different. Like I mean,
Yeah.
Atlanta's just lobbing it all types of crazy whenever he's not there. So
Yeah.
nah, you're right. You're right, bro. We
Well,
definitely if we
you
can
can
get
use him.
Robinson back in that, back in
You
the
can
team
use him.
soon, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. But you know how we do here, Knicks fans wilding. We like to give a special award every week. As much as I'm not proud to say this, but unfortunately, it was a stupid Knicks fan that it just seems like he couldn't handle himself and whatnot. The whole fuck Trae Young thing is one thing, but what I'm about to say and what this deserving award, Cornball of the Week, is going to is that Knicks fan that spit on Trae Young, man. Who in the guy right mind? Like really, come on, bro. Where's your head at? You must have been drunk or something.
Come on,
But
bro.
and if you weren't drunk, then wow, because there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. It's all fun and games when we're screaming "fuck Trae Young" and whatnot, and to spit on somebody, mind you, they weren't even sitting courtside; they were behind courtside. So I'm pretty sure some spit probably got on some other people. But come on, bro.
It's
That's a
disgusting, bro. That's wild, disrespectful. It's just
nah, wild
crazy.
disrespectful, and it's a bad look too on the Knicks fans because yeah, this podcast is called Knicks Fans Wilding, but that's not the type of wilding we do.
Nah,
We
yeah.
call that out. Just like early in the season, towards the end of the season we played the Raptors that there was a Raptor fan outside the Garden that Knicks fans were bullying. Like that ain't right. That's not what we're about. We're about sportsmanship nonetheless. Like, yeah, fuck you, Trae Young, but good game, bro. Like, we see
Nah,
you down in
exactly.
Atlanta. We're gonna keep it real, we gonna keep screaming, but we ain't
Nah,
gonna be
exactly, bro.
spitting.
You
Like,
keep it
come on,
respect.
bro.
Yeah, man. You keep it respectful, man. I agree 100%, man. Yeah, we can't be tolerating shit like that. For
Yeah. So
sure.
cornball of the week goes to that fan. I don't know your name. I don't know your name, man, but this award goes to you. You shouldn't be allowed in the garden ever again. You already got that lifetime ban and well deserved, man. Well, but it was nice having you here, Ant. I'm gonna finish up here. Nick Fans Wilding
Yeah, bro.
Podcast, episode 6. Thank you for coming again.
Yeah, bro.
You're
Good
always
looking out,
welcome,
man.
Zebo.
Good
For real,
looking
bro.
out, man. Yo, Triple M, bro. My boy's gonna be lit, man. Yo, shout
Yeah,
out to
as a
Triple
fact,
M.
bro. He was missed
Shout
today.
out
He was
to
missed. He
definitely,
was
man.
missed,
Yo,
but he's
appreciate.
gonna definitely turn it up. He's definitely gonna turn it up. As you guys saw or heard, overheard, or whoever follows us on our Instagram page, that they came across that video. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be fun down there. Nick Fans Wild is gonna be live reporting. My guy Triple M is gonna be holding it down. Whether it's some content in the stadium or outside, it's gonna be dope, and I can't wait. But wait, before we even finish up, Z, Zebo, what's your prediction in terms of the series? Like, what do you have it at? Knicks,
So
obviously Knicks.
nah, we still in game three. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think I mean, if we gonna, I mean, to be honest, bro, all these games is gonna be, it's gonna be gritty, bro. Like it's gonna be
Yeah,
war, bro. Like this gonna be ugly. But I see it as 100. I give it 190. It'll be 197
game
Knicks.
three.
Knicks by 3.
And how about the series? What do you have? What did you have it? What did you have it originally before the series started?
Knicks in 7. I
Knicks
just
and
think, bro,
seven.
Atlanta's just like I'm not gonna sleep on Atlanta, bro. Atlanta's real. Like Trae Young is really that man. Like he can really get any shot he wants, and he's gonna get his shots. But I
Yeah,
just think, bro, I just think even though Atlanta's very like offensively, they're super talented, bro. Like bro, we have dogs on our team. Like our team
definitely
is
do.
just grit. Our team is just gritty, and I just think we're gonna find a way to pull it out. And I think
Yeah,
with us having the fans in the stands, like that's gonna be our, that's gonna be the difference. So, and I think Julius is really gonna step up, man. So yeah, Knicks in 7.
Knicks and seven. You heard it here. Zebo's prediction: Knicks and seven. Last week I
Go.
said Knicks and 6. And based off how it's going, if Knicks go in 6, they have to win 2 in Atlanta. I definitely called that we will steal 1, but I definitely didn't count on us losing a game at the Garden. But it is what it is. I mean, it's a pretty evenly matched. So we'll see. I still think Knicks in 6. They're making it hard for me. I don't like really backing up from my predictions, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
stick with Knicks in 6. But like I said, Zebo, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us.
already
This
know,
is
bro.
Knicks
Good luck
Fans
to you.
Wilding Podcast.
You're ready.
Peace.